What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Aftersound here, bringing you Splinterlands content every single day. We also stream right here on this channel every Tuesday, Thursday, and Sunday morning, so come by and say hello. All right, guys, I was just reading through the Phase 1.5 or Land Phase 1.5 white paper because that's all I do. I just keep going through it over and over again, seeing if I can get any more info. And I thought that I would just bring this up, do some quick math here, and share a little insight into grain and why I think it's going to be dirt cheap. Now, I welcome any and everybody to please check my math, just in case I've gotten something wrong, but here are the basic things that we are going to follow. So workers will consume grain at a rate of 0.01 grain per base production point they provide. So base production point is going to be, I'm going to do this with just a quick example. So let's go here. So farming grain, grain will be produced at a rate of 0.02 per pp per hour. So meaning that they are going to consume, or your monsters are going to consume half of whatever they produce. So you're really just coming out essentially doubling whatever your pp is, whatever your output is. It's never going to get old. So let's just go here for a quick second and we'll look at the production points section. I want to make this super simple, right? So we're going to look at a common land with no boosters and 5 maxed common monsters on it. Okay, so that means you're going to get 1,000 for each of these monsters, 5,000 PP in total. And again, no boosters, no multipliers, nothing. Now, what you know off the bat is that these 5,000, the 5,000 PP that you're getting per hour is going to produce 0.02 grain, right? So total is going to be 100 grain per hour. Now you divide this by 2 because keep in mind, they're going to consume half of that. So your output is actually 50 grain per hour. Now, I want to get this in yearly terms, so we're going to multiply it by 24 to get the grain per day, 1,200, and then multiply that by 365. So you're going to get 438,000 grain per day. Okay. Now, if we were to just look at like, what's the ROI on this thing? This could be crazy. Well, the team is selling grain at a price of 1 DEC per grain. And they're saying that this price is purposely much higher than what is the expected cost on the market. Sorry, once we get to a good supply demand area. And when I look at this now, if we were to be up near that 1 DEC, 1 DEC at PEG is 430. Oh, I'm doing the wrong thing. So what is it? 438 divided by 1,000 means that you're going to make $438 per year at PEG. Now, for people who got land for like $20 and these these monsters for for like what was it, a couple bucks, like max common monsters, this is way too much. So when I think about like where grain is going to be, I think it's going to be significantly less than 1 DEC, and I'm thinking not even just like in the tenths of DEC, but maybe even the hundredths of DEC, because again, we're looking at this, if you look at it from an ROI perspective on somebody who bought, I mean, gosh, you know what, screw it. Even if you buy land now, right? Buy land now for like $150 per plot. And then how much is it for like a max monster? Let's even say it's like 60 or $6 per max monster, right? If they're going for like $0.015 times 400 copies. So what is this? 6 times 5 plus 150 means 180. So this 438 over 180 means that you're going to be getting a 240% return or ROI APR on land every year for just the most common plot and the common monsters. Again, that is absurdly high. So that is clearly too high, but it's based on a number that we know is never actually going to be that high, 1 DEC per grain. So I just want to share those numbers with you because for me, I'm just like, all right, when I was running, I was like, maybe we could get an idea of like what the returns on land would be. Now, what's interesting though, is if we reduce that, I mean, like I said, if we go to like not 1 DEC, but like a tenth of a DEC, well, then all of a sudden you're looking at like a 24% return on land. So maybe we could be around that area. And I would say that we're, again, I was even saying like 100th of a DEC, which would, again, reduce that to 2.4%. But I think we'll probably be somewhere between 0.001, right? Or point zero, yeah, 0.001 and point, no, sorry, 0.01 and 0.1, somewhere in that spectrum. So anywhere between, again, this is a guess. This is pure speculation, right? But I would say anywhere between 2.4 and 24%, I could see as something that's reasonable considering returns in other areas of the game. Now that's going to fluctuate a ton overall, just because how much supply there is, how much demand there is. People will be going for the other two things that you can do, right? Mining SPS or Secret of Pretoria, but there will always be a need for grain, and I'm sure people will be wanting to buy it from those for less, from those people who are producing it for less than the 1 DEC in the store. So again, this is not a prediction on where we'll end up in terms of APRs or the type of return that you can expect on land. But I would say that it's kind of in the ballpark of what you can expect the price of grain to be. Now, again, take this for what it is. I'm not trying to make a prediction here. It's become a meme on this channel at this point. But again, there's just no way that I see grain being anywhere close to 1 DEC, which, and I'll close out the video with this, but which goes to show how valuable it will be to mine grain early on, because you don't want to be using grain or buying grain for 1 DEC from the store. That's going to be a huge cost. And for those of you who are not clearing your plots, right, choosing not to get the Time Vault or Time Crystal starter package, you will have to go through at least 1.5 million production points in order to clear before you could even start earning anything, right? So you'll have to spend that DEC. I think it comes out to like what, 15,000 DEC per whatever. But either way, again, is that a lot? Maybe $15 for some people. It's not that much. But ultimately, at the end of the day, it's pushing me further and further into making sure that I get the time crystals as part of the starter packages. So just want to share those numbers with you. Again, all hypothetical, but the main takeaway for me is that grain is going to be nowhere close to 1 DEC per grain token. So that is all I have for you. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Again, if I did any of the math wrong, please do let me know. But otherwise, I am curious to know how you guys are thinking this through, what your plans are, and what percentage of plots, let's put it this way, I think this would be a good question for the comments, but what percentage of plots will you be using for your grain? So, again, this is irrespective of how many actual plots you own, but if you own, 3, we'll say, like for me, how many of those would you put towards? Would it be 1, 2, 3? So essentially what percentage? But that's all I have for you guys. Have an amazing rest of your day. I will catch you all in the next video and see you around the game. Take care.